What's up, folks? Welcome back to the channel. Boozer here. Thanks for stopping by. In today's video, we are doing a 6th anniversary type of reflection video. So we're going to talk about things that happened in the past and a couple questions that Plarium asked their content creators, and I will try my best to answer them. But we are also doing a giveaway for viewers that participate in this as well. So stay tuned to the end of the video, and I'll show you guys exactly what needs to be done. But the first thing you guys need to do is like and subscribe to the channel if you guys are interested in this type of content. Really helps me out. So first things first, let's take a look at the 6 questions that Plarium has proposed to all its content creators. So first things first, how it all began. So everyone's journey with Raid started differently. Share with us what first got you into the game. Was it a specific event, a friend's recommendation, or something else? Let's remember those legendary moments. So for me, myself, I actually started this game from a sponsorship. So I was reached out, one of the marketing companies reached out to me about producing like some streams for Raid, and then they gave me an account to set up and all that. And yeah, I decided to do it. I wasn't playing Raid at all. I didn't know what Raid was at that time, but I was a partnered Twitch streamer, so I did some Twitch streams for Raid. Initially, I wasn't really interested in Raid, to be honest. Kind of didn't really take it too seriously, but it did grow on me. I don't know why I decided to pick it up, but it did grow on me, and then the rest is history. So let's talk about question number 2, forged in your image. If you could have a personal champion in Raid, what would it be like? Describe faction affinity, rarity, role, and a brief idea of your skill sets in one sentence. Now, this is a little bit of a fun question. I never really thought about this myself, but you know, I mean, for me, if somebody wants to make somebody, if Raid wanted to make me into a champion, obviously, because of my ethnicity, I'd probably fit the best in Shadowkin. So that's the first thing I'm thinking about. So you probably put me in Shadowkin. Personally, I see myself more as a support champion, more like wizard spells type of thing. So probably put me as some kind of magical support champion in this faction. I kind of like the idea of like enabling my team, so I'll probably be some kind of like booster or maybe buffer, maybe, you know, plus attack with like boost. And I kind of like the idea of skill cooldowns or skill manipulation. I like that. I like the, you know, that kind of aspect of a skill kit. So it could be pretty nasty. Plus attack, turn meter boost, and maybe like skill reduction -1, something like that. That would be pretty nice. Affinity wise, I'd probably be magic affinity. You know, my favorite color is blue, so I'd probably be magic affinity and all that. I would probably say speed in all battles. Speed in all battles or would be pretty nice. Low HP, I would say low HP and high speed. I would say high speed. All right, so that would be my kind of choice for a champion and where I would probably fit in. What's next? We have hindsight is 2020. What's a champion you misjudged the most on release? Someone you didn't expect much from, but it turned out great. Now, you know, you guys can obviously fact check myself on my videos and all that stuff. From recent memory, I would probably say He-Man. Like, He-Man's kit does not seem overly complicated or anything like that. His biggest draw is that he can go through stone skin. Now, this is something that's super important for the arena, and there's actually not too many champions that can kind of fill this role. The thing with He-Man is that he's just kind of like a damage dealer that doesn't really have ways to kind of survive. But I mean, if you put him in stone skin and you give him a bunch of buffs, this guy actually cranks out serious damage. So the fact that he can actually make really good use of this ignore stone skin ability on his A2, I mean, you know, the fact that he's actually in a lot of people's, you know, teams in live arena actually also shows how great he is. So I kind of misjudged him a little bit in terms of how impactful he would be for, you know, I guess people picking him right now. But maybe it's not so much that I misjudged him. It's more so that I am surprised at his overall use case, considering that he has no survivability in his kit, but maybe stone skin is enough to keep him going. But yeah, great champion overall, this He-Man that came recently, and yeah, he's proven to be showing a lot of value in live arena teams right now. All right, so question 4, the unpopular take. It is time for you to reveal your raid hill you'll die on. Is there a champion the community doesn't rate highly, but you firmly believe is underrated? Why do you think they deserve more recognition? Now, that's another good question too, right? Like, you gotta find a champion that you really believe in, but nobody else really believes in that champion. So let me have a quick think. I think just based on recent memory here, From Night Revenants, we had the most recent fusion, and it was the Mad Hatter. Mad Hatter, from my playtest and just from reading his overall kit, to me, screamed like an insane champion. And of course, we all are familiar with his A2. This type of ability has shown up already in a couple champions, and it's proven to be a huge damage booster for areas like Hydra, and also very useful against Chimera and stuff like that. Also, even Clan Boss. But yeah, I love this champion. I thought this champion was insanely good. I did receive a little bit of negative criticism for this champion, basically that they didn't think it was as good, it was overhyped, and I was kind of overselling him a little bit. But honestly, I think he is as advertised. He's as good as I thought he would be. He's showing up in a lot of meta teams, a lot of the high scoring top teams in some of these Hydra content, Hydra difficulties, and Chimera teams. All that stuff, Mad Hatter definitely fills in that role for big damage numbers. So I think Mad Hatter, definitely top tier. Also an insane passive, guys. This passive cannot be overlooked how strong it is for wave content as well as just boss content. You get 10 turns and you get a 20% heal, just massive. So I really like the Mad Hatter, and I think he's top tier. All right, so this one, the one that got away. Looking back on 6 years of raid, was there a champion or event you missed, either intentionally or accidentally, that you still regret? So if you guys are watching the channel a lot, recently I did actually miss the Mad Hatter on my alt account. I missed it by 100 points during a dungeon tournament. So literally 100 energy away from the last piece for the Mad Hatter, and I missed it. It was like I fell asleep or something, and I totally just missed it. So that was a little bit of a regret. That's the only fusion I've ever missed. Yeah, that was the only fusion I ever missed, playing 2 accounts for over 4 years. And yeah, so that was a regrettable instance for my alt account. For my main account, the one that got away is, again, from Night Revenant. It's actually King Narcissus. King Narcissus was the one that got away from me, because he was offered as a guarantee for 110 Void Shards back in 2024 around Valentine's Day. And I had pulled all my Void Shards for my Void Mercy towards Yumiko. Yumiko was offered in a progressive event, maybe a couple days or a week before King Narcissus was offered for 110 Void Shards. And at that time, I just didn't have it. I had like maybe 60 Void Shards, so I was short. I couldn't get King Narcissus, and I knew King Narcissus was just an insane champion and being offered for a guarantee, and I missed it. So I missed the best Void guarantee event ever on my main account, and that was highly regrettable, because King Narcissus ended up being a meta defining champion for Classic Arena, Platinum Arena, and all that, breaking the Taras Marichka defenses, or at least changing it up a little bit. So he was a meta changing champion for PvP, and I missed it. So it was regrettable for me. So that's the one that got away. Number 6, your proudest raid moment. Over the years, what's been your biggest achievement in raid, a challenge you overcame, a major milestone, or a goal that you're proud of? One of the biggest problems for me, I played 2 accounts all the way. Like I have Arbiter, Lydia, Ramontu on both accounts and all that. So I've experienced a lot of these progression bumps. But one of the biggest problems I had was actually faction wars back in the day with Night Revenant. Night Revenant faction wars, I literally had nobody. And the fight on 21, it took me an hour and a half manual, not auto, hour and a half manual. And that was one of the craziest fights I've ever had, because I had no damage. The only damage I had was War Master. I didn't have the usual suspects. I didn't have like stun sets. Like I didn't have the AoE sisters, Sanacia, Skull Crown. I didn't have Whisper. I didn't even have Miscreate Monster, like just for an AoE stun. So it was incredibly difficult. I had to use champions like this guy, Burgoff, to get through the Valkyrie waves. He doesn't even have 100% provoke. He has a, like, what is this? 20, 30, 60% chest provoke on a 4-turn cooldown. So I had to use this bum. Like, what else was I using? I had to use Sepulchre Sentinel, because that was kind of all I had. I had Rector Draft, which was like massive carry. She was doing the revives because my team was falling apart all the time. I didn't even have a champion like Doom Priest. So I literally had like nobody on my roster. In terms of legendaries, I had this guy, Versolve, and he was a legendary fusion back in the day. but his kit is awful against the Valkyrie waves. If you guys know what I'm talking about on 21, his A1 places a buff on himself, so that just boosts the turn meter. This is fine. This is fine, but he can't even use this ability, increase defense, ally protection, because the Valkyrie waves will get the turn meter. And then he's just going to soak up all the damage. Also, against the final boss does a buff steal, which means he'll steal this. And if he steals the ally protection, he'll just kill this guy, no problem. So he's basically stuck with using his A1 and his AoE. So for me, I had Versolve in War Master in a destroy set, and I had to fight the boss 5 times or 6 times. He reset life 5 or 6 times until the destroy max HP was low enough that I could burst him down before he swapped life. So it was an absolute slogfest, and I think that was the craziest fight in this entire game for me. Another big one was Bommel. Bommel was just an absolute disaster. I had no options against Bommel. The only thing that worked for me was a solo Templar. So if you guys use this guy, solo Templar, he's a rare, he's farmable. But man, the RNG in this is insane, because if he lands decreased speed, the whole like speed tune of everything will fall apart, or chance to fall apart. So it's absolute nightmare, and especially you got to manual the fight. It's a 20-minute manual fight, and if it fails, you got to redo it. So those two game encounters are probably the hardest for me. Anyways, guys, a little trip down memory lane for myself, 6 years in Raid. So I did put the keyword up below. It's up above Raid 6. So I want you guys to put in the comments below a comment with the word Raid 6, single word, doesn't matter if it's lower or uppercase. And I want you guys to pick one of the questions and answer them. It's kind of just for fun, but I would like to hear what you guys have to say about your own 6-year experiences or your experiences in this game so far. And like I said, guys, there's going to be 5 winners. I will choose them in a later video, and I will announce it in a community post. So make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel for these notifications, at least so that you guys can see who the winners are. And if you guys are winners, you will have to reach out to me and provide your UMID code to me privately on Discord. If you guys don't want to do all that, just leave your UMID in the comment below with your answer and the keyword Raid 6. So if you guys don't want to go through all that and you want me just to throw your number in there just for privacy issues, I want to give you guys the option. But like I said, I will announce the winners in a community post, and then you guys can reach me via Discord and then provide your UMID. So just a little bit of flexibility there if you guys are worried about your privacy and all that. But there you guys go. Best of luck to everybody. Looking forward to what you guys have to say. Let me know how your experiences were in Raid after these 6 years. And yeah, thanks for watching. Appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one.